This is Anime at Large.
Partners in crime. And welcome everyone to our special podcast here. My name's Ed.
Nicole.
David.
Jessica.
And hope you're having a great day. So, wonder what we're going to be talking about today, guys.
I have a feeling it has something to do with crime.
Really?
Yeah.
And what else?
Partners.
Partners.
Yeah.
And who would be the best partners?
Someone that they never expect you to team up with, because then they'll never catch you.
Even though you have like the biggest hair and it's like you pick from a crowd saying, I wonder who is, the duo here. And it's not the guy with the white hair and, dingy haircut or anything.
That's discrimination.
No, I guess that's a thing.
Yeah. Don't profile these people based on hair color, Ed.
Anime does things to you. At least to me.
Don't judge anime on their hair color.
You can keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, that sounds like personal stuff that we don't need to know about, Ed.
Anime does things to you.
Right? That's what I thought! We're all shaking our heads in disappointment at Ed, by the way.
No one needs to know about what you do on your personal time.
We don't need to know what you do in your personal time.
Wow, okay. I feel in the love, guys.
But the real point of the show
It's actually about Double Decker.
If you don't know anything about Double Decker, here's the plot. In the city-state Valletta, I don't know, while people go about their tranquil everyday lives, crime and illegal drugs run rampant. Above all, a dangerous, highly fatal drug named Anthem is casting a dark shadow on the streets. The 7-0 Special Crime Investigation Unit, whose specialty is to supervise the investigation of Anthem, institutes a double-decker system policy of forming groups of 2 investigators, and all members are given nicknames. Why nicknames are important? I don't know. One team consists of veteran investigator Doug Billingham, accompanied by the rookie Krill. Well, sure. I like on the manga image it says Blueberry. That's what it says. 2 different last names, 1 person. This unconventional duo combines an aloof veteran detective who is hard to get a read on and an inexperienced detective who's a little too eager. So the German Shepherd and the Dachshund.
Yeah.
Very distinctive, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this show, when I first read the title, I was like, I don't think I want to know what Double Decker is.
I was thinking of the bus with the 2...
Yeah.
See, I was thinking that, but then I'm like, oh, does this have some hidden meaning behind it? It did not.
No, there is not. Besides double, 2 people.
Right, but their boss just has a horrible naming.
He just has a love of nicknames.
And he's kind of bad at it.
Sounds like you're defending the guy.
I'm not defending anything. I'm just saying he loves his nicknames.
So, alright, where do we want to get started on Double Decker?
So, probably that episode 1 of how, he got into the whole police business in essence.
He joined the academy. He passed the academy. He sucked kind of as a cop. He was just a standard cop that was trying to be like, I'm going to be like a hero, but wasn't good at it.
Well, I think someone should start by explaining Anthem.
Oh, yes.
That could be me.
So, Anthem is a drug. It's essentially a steroid. You guys, you think so?
Yeah.
So it, heightens your, physical ability. When you overdose, it essentially turns you into something non-human. Like, physically, you are literally non-human anymore. Yeah, it turns you into a monster.
Would you ever turn back?
You can, because thankfully the 00 has a cocktail of drugs that can help with that reversal. Don't know how that's physically possible, because when you turn into some other form of creature, You should
Hey.
not be able to turn back into being
Werewolves
human.
turn back all the time.
Well, if
Well, we don't have werewolves in this show now, do we?
well, if you have a drug
No.
that is changing you into whatever this is, just reverse the drugs, and you're
Yes,
back to
but
normal.
when your skin physically gets stretched out to the point where you're like 5 times larger, where
It
from
would
what
go
you
back
were.
eventually. There's also, reconstructive surgery.
I think you need a lot of surgery for that.
Yeah, this is definitely something not human that these people turn into, and each one is a different type of
Inhuman
monster
monster.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can just have like a generic, like, oh, okay, they always just turn into like a gorilla and turn back. No, it's like, oh, this person's like this weird bee thing. This person's this other random something else grotesque.
I don't think you could turn back from being an insect.
But in this show, you can.
Like, maybe if, like, the insect self cracked open and there was just a human inside, I could see that.
Nope.
But
The drug just turns you back. Or the
magic!
elixir. So yes, to our wonderful cast. So, does anyone remember how he actually gets enlisted to the double?
That's what I was hoping to.
Yeah, I know. I
go
kind of
into.
forgot.
The whole thing with his quote unquote future partner
Oh yes.
recommending after seeing what he's done in his brief.
I feel like he
Oh,
just,
yes.
clothes.
Yes, that's what happened. Ed, would you like to explain that
Yeah,
since
you-
I'd forgotten that moment?
For the main part, I'm going to spare some of the brief details
Or lack thereof.
of lack of there.
these hand gestures people cannot see are
So
amazing.
pretty much, Kirill he sees something going down,
Yeah.
so he's like, I'm a cop, I'm going to
do something.
do something about this. So his current partner is investigating something,
Yeah.
and Kirill gets discovered, so he just pretends to be a homeless dude, so he just strips. And is like, oh look, I'm just some
Since
homeless
when are
dude.
homeless people known for
I don't
being
know, but
naked.
I'm thinking. Correct me if I'm wrong, since it's been a little while since I've watched this. But he's just like, yeah, but I think it's kind of to disarm the person, and just
Yeah.
kind of throw them off. Just be like, look, I'm homeless. I'm just some naked dude.
It was more of a distraction for
Yeah.
someone else,
Oh yes, because he met up with
this Doug dude.
with this Doug dude who is also investigating this Anthem user. So it's like, what's a bigger distraction
Yeah.
than just some dude randomly walking out naked?
Which reminds me of Eden of the East.
Never seen it. Anyway, so he distracts him. The dude, trips out on Anthem, and Doug essentially subdues him. And then as they're coming out, because all the other police people are there, they think Kirill is the
suspect.
the suspect, that he's the bad guy because he's naked, even though he has like a coat on now, and he's
Well-
clearly helping the other cops like leave because his old partner was.
Being
being
naked
shot.
in public is generally a crime.
Yes, but he had a coat on to cover up, his nether regions and everything, so no
so
one was
he
seeing
just
stuff.
looks like a flasher?
Kind of. But the papers say that he's the criminal and everything, and his boss is like, last straw, blah, 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 you're fired, but hey, you're getting transferred to this special unit.
Yep.
And he's just like, cool.
That's like the best words
Like,
ever.
this is what
isn't it?
I've wanted to do. So he gets transferred over, and he gets partnered up with Doug, who's this charming guy who just loves messing with people.
He really loves messing with people.
And he has the face.
He's got a poker face.
Yeah, the best poker face you could ever see.
Yeah. So,
So a match made in heaven, practically.
Yeah.
Between
A prankster who doesn't look like he would be one, and this kid that's like, I want to be a hero and like help people, and who's just will believe anything. It's awesome.
the two. It's like what we all strive to do, right? You want to be a hero, right?
No.
Not really.
Villain all the way. It's easier.
Hmm.
I mean, because then you get to make up the evil mastermind plans. Instead
That's
of
a lot of work.
yeah, but when you're the hero, then
It
generally,
depends on what kind of villain you are.
well, if you want to take over the world, yes, lots of work.
But
But
if
if
you just
you-
want to make your life as easy for yourself as possible, subtle
kind of-
villainy.
Yeah.
So you can just start with throwing trash, not on the trash, but on the floor. and
No.
eating
No, because that
I
doesn't
do
make
not
it
want to
leave-
be a demon. I want to be a villain.
it. Glad you got the reference.
Okay, so back to the show. So
So they pretty much have more anthem users and things kind of go on with.
I like that they describe this town as tranquil. How is it tranquil if there's rampant drug use?
Not many people know what drug use there is really. There's some cover.
Well, these people are overdosing and turning into monsters, running around your town. How is it tranquil?
okay, think of it this way: think of any magical girl show with those rampant monsters, and nobody seems to know.
Well, it's never made sense, so.
Exactly. Use that logic.
There you go.
But if you think of any large city where there's lots of people, there's rampant drug use. You just don't know it. So,
That's true.
That's a bit dark there.
The majority of
Or you
drugs
turn, or you turn a
in
blind eye to
human
it.
society do not make you crazy. They make you chill.
I think people just turn a
Opioids
blind eye
make
to
you
it.
chill. Marijuana makes you chill. Cocaine and those other ones, debatable. The only one that makes you crazy that I know of is PCP and apparently bath salts, but those aren't used rampantly.
Bath salts?
They were a drug. They did bad things that made people crazy.
I'm not going to go down that road.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a thing a few years ago.
Good to know.
Okay, so people don't do bath salts
Or PCP.
or PCP. So no tripping. Okay, so the
So back to Anthem.
yes.
I'm just saying, when like drugs make you crazy and violent, that's when people know.
Yeah, but people just don't seem to. I think they just ignore it,
They're
or
just turning a blind eye to
I think
it.
they just turn a blind eye to it, and
Like, that doesn't involve me. I'm gonna walk away quietly.
essentially,
Yes,
I think that's about right.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, no, it doesn't. But what are you gonna do? Okay, so this unit, the double O, has
I thought it was a 7-0.
or the 7-0.
7-0, yeah.
So I'm like, no, it's
Yeah.
not double O. It's not
It's not
007.
If
So
there's
the
a 7
7-0.
in a double.
7-0 is not 007.
So it's like Hawaii 5-0. It's just the 7-0. They've got a nice little cast of characters because there's other characters that
Yeah, I
Get-
guess we should kind of
mention
them as
Yeah.
they're, as important.
right. So I gotta look up all the names because I forgot.
I never learned because I didn't watch the show.
Yeah, and that's your fault. You should have. It's a great show.
We're such
I'll
great
get
hosts.
to it eventually.
I'm sorry.
I got distracted. There was other anime to watch.
Other people can look this up too, you know.
I had the Wikipedia page. I read the plot.
David, Ed, you could be helping me out on this one.
1 second. Okay, we got characters of the 7-0. There is Douglas Billingham, Krill. What's his name?
And we can also tell them what the nicknames are because their bosses.
Well, Krill has been Perm, Okapa, and Buzzcut.
The
Douglas
boss-
is just veteran.
The boss wanted somebody with a perm. He was determined to give somebody the nickname Perm. but Quill does not have a perm. And he's like, you're scheduled to get a perm tomorrow. And he's like, no. He's like, it's either perm or Okapa. And he's like, Okapa.
Yeah. And then
Don't know what that means, but...
Dina Del Rio, pink. Catherine K. Rochefort, rookie.
Who was hired in the next day after Quill. And they're like, oops. We don't actually need both of you. We'll keep the girl. And Quill's like, no, I'm going to prove myself. Give me a week to prove myself. And the boss was like, okay.
Okay. And then we have Maxine Max Silverstone, boxer.
Because she was a boxer.
Literally.
She kicks ass.
Yeah.
Yuri
Or butt.
Fujishiro, robot.
And there's a reason why she's called that.
And then there's Travis Murphy, boss. Sophie Gainsbourg.
She's the
Doc.
secretary.
She does not have a nickname. At least not listed in the Wikipedia page. And then there's Apple Bieber, doctor.
Yes, whoever decided to name their child Apple.
There are worse names.
Yes, there are, but it's a dude.
I know of a woman whose name is Baby.
Those parents lacked originality.
By the way, this is all our opinions here.
I'm sorry, yes. Names. There are some wonderful names and some horrible names. And just remember, a name may sound cute when the child is a child, but think of how the other kids will tease them. And also what it's going to sound like when they're an adult.
Your name
Please.
should never be a descriptor of what you are at the time.
Right? Because you will probably grow out of that, such as baby.
Okay, and then after the 7-0, there is the Esperanza, the powerful anthem-related crime organization.
We don't need to go through all them. All their nicknames are letters. Literally.
They have names.
Yes.
One of them is Bamboo Man.
That sounds great, actually.
He's B.
Imagine that.
You don't want to know their name. There's also the bar owner, Derek Ross, who used to be a part of 7-0.
Which you should stop there for a minute there of how great this guy is.
Derek or
Derek.
Bamboo Man? Okay. So when Quill finds that he's partnered with Doug, he's like, oh, why didn't you have a partner? Oh, my old partner isn't, with us anymore. He got shot on a mission, and, he's not with us anymore. And you hear other people a doctor says, like, it makes me so sad that I'll never get to see him, like, in the field again. And other people are just like, oh, he was a good man. So, naturally, Quill comes to the conclusion of, oh, he died in action. Like, that makes sense. He got shot. That's how he died. And Doug does not correct him on this, despite it being wrong. And it goes through a few episodes where we think that his partner just died. Until Quill's like, you don't have to, talk about it, but if you ever want to talk about your partner that died, let me know. I'm here for you. And then it's just kind of like, oh, you think he died? Okay. Find out.
Most people would think the same way.
Right, because it was understandable based on the way everyone was talking about him. Nope, he just retired. And bought a bar.
Life dream.
Life dream, yes. But he couldn't work in a bar because he didn't have the experience. So nobody would hire him because he's late 20s, early 30s, I would say.
I would say early 30s or so.
So with no experience, nobody was hiring him as a
Honestly,
barkeep. So he just bought his own.
Retiring, you should be like 40.
Yes, but he said he used his pension to buy the bar, so.
Great pension right there.
Right.
Did purchase a bar.
Yeah.
So, Derek then becomes part of the storyline, and he's a good guy. He tries to be an honest guy. Horrible barkeep, makes terrible food.
But yet, their crew still goes back just because Derek's there.
Yeah.
Not because of the food.
Nope.
It's because of the Derek number 2.
Derek special number 2. Yeah.
Yes.
Derek also later hires someone to work at his bar.
we-
Valerie, whose name is not actually Valerie, but that
It's
is how it's
Larry,
spelled.
but
That,
goes
yeah.
by.
That's yeah.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
That's what the show is about. Talking about the show.
Well,
It's good to let people know that this is getting to really spoily territory. though.
right. So we'll just go back to the actual double-decker system.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So, yes, the Esperanza is the drug dealer organization that is handing out Anthem to pretty much anyone, because that's how drug dealers work.
You need to get it tested.
Exactly. So, each episode is pretty much based on a different case that they're dealing with, and it focuses on the different groups and their little teams. It's hard to describe their teams. They
Yeah.
all have their own unique personalities, which makes it a better show, in my opinion. Just based on the fact that it's more realistic than everyone being like, I'm a straightforward cop. They
Yeah,
kind of
this
all
one
just.
not even close
I
to that.
don't
No.
think
Besides that.
anybody in an organization called 7-0 and investigating drug use would ever be a normal police officer.
Let's see, none of them respect the boss, like, at all.
But let's be honest here. Is he really trying
What
to get
is
respect?
so wrong with Doug Billingham? He sounds so normal.
But he's not their boss.
Who's their boss then?
Boss!
Boss
Boss
is-
is their boss.
Why is Travis Murphy?
Yes.
Yes.
He is so not respected that the secretary often will steal his wallet to buy drinks for everyone. Or to be like, oh, this is on me. And she'll just like whip out his wallet and use his credit cards. And he's like, oh, where did I put my wallet? Like, nobody respects him. He just essentially gives assignments and they're like, yeah, whatever.
Well, his description does says he considers his 4 female inspectors and Sophie to be Travis's angels.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I wonder what's that referencing to.
Charlie?
Well.
Yeah.
And as
So,
they should, they find it demeaning and sexist.
and they often
As-
call him out on
as
it.
they should be.
Because these girls are not idiots. They
No.
actually have self-respect and are like, no, we're not going to do what you say.
I still feel like Doug should be in charge. He seems much more capable.
Oh, he is much
Oh.
more capable.
There's a reason why it's veteran.
Would you like to explain, Ed?
Well, out of all the normal, quote unquote, normal characters, Doug's the most typical diehard case of getting the work done and getting things situated. But like said, he has a very interesting hidden personality with his partner specifically.
And he drives a car resembling a DeLorean, so how could he go wrong?
But yes, just every episode, it seems like there's some kind of running gag with Doug and playing it on Curl, because
Yeah.
everyone else knows better. Everyone else knows better. And usually we get some of the behind the scenes or inner monologue from the announcer, who has... The announcer is just... He's great. He'll just say like the most random stuff sometimes. And it works so perfectly in the episode. Like sometimes it doesn't even like match with what's going on. But the writing for the announcer was just so wonderful.
Adds a
He's one of my
spice.
favorite characters, despite being a disembodied voice.
Forget all the extra characters, the announcers where it's at here.
I mean, he'll just give such great input on, like, by the way, Doug's a complete ass. This is what he's actually talking about, but Quill thinks he's talking about this. Or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of misunderstandings.
Purposeful misunderstandings.
Purposeful. And it's not just between those two, it's between Derek's part of it too. As
Yeah.
as the series goes on. But
Well, all the characters like blameless jokes too.
yeah.
I mean, Pink is
Pink is
prancer as well.
Oh yes, Pink loves to play jokes on Derek. Anyone she can really.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a joke she was trying to play on him, and it's like when it finally got revealed after like a couple weeks, she's like, "Darn it, I could have had this go on for another couple weeks."
I thought it was like 6 months or something.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a long time. She's like, I had this planned out for like another 6 months, and we could have had this going.
Long-term goals right there.
Because these cops have some great pastimes
Mm-hmm.
of just messing with each other.
Then again, what other
It's a family. It is a true
Yeah,
family.
there you go. There you go.
But yeah, we've totally just stopped talking really about the plot of the show.
Hey, it's all about the character. Let's be honest, it's about the characters.
Yeah.
The plot's there, and Anthem's there, but it's like...
And we are
well,
trying to get the organization behind it, but,
Yeah,
you know, there's a little bit of that sprinkled in.
yeah.
And it'd be kind of spoilish to go into detail.
More spoilerish than what we're going through right now. Think about that.
Yeah.
I would like to
And they
also
weren't as
mention-
interesting. The bad guys were definitely not as interesting.
No, not really.
Don't know why, but the majority of characters of 7-0 have signature colors.
Yeah.
I don't know the point of it, but they have them.
It's to make it more like a Sentai team, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not like they wear them or change outfits or anything. But I mean, like, Pink, she always wears pink.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, she has pink hair, she always wears pink. She looks totally girly. Is Pink your favorite character?
Yeah, I'm wondering why you might say that.
Does she have twin tails?
She does.
There you go.
I can pull up a picture.
I'm just like,
I was wondering when you're going to mention that.
I just like that it lists them. They have signature colors. Doug is red, Krill is purple, Pink is pink, Kay is green.
So you can tell which one is the pigtail character.
Yeah. I did watch Ed watch some of this show, so I do
watched
know.
somebody watch. That's true. They actually do have kind of weird outfits for when they're out in the field, but they're not Sentai.
But
Yeah.
considering the color layout, it does seem like they might be referencing a Sentai kind of mentality.
I wouldn't put it past Boss.
Yeah.
Even Sophie has one. She's orange. Boss and Doctor do not have one.
That's because they never go out in the field.
field.
Sophie does though.
He
Or is it
makes
just
her
'cause
dress
she
as
is
Lolita.
talking? She's in communication with them.
I think that's probably why she's.
Technically in the field, still doing
Because it
work.
says she's the dispatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, she wears Lolita fashion, but that is not by choice.
That's her
That
uniform.
is her uniform.
That is weird.
When they even show when she interviews, and Boss is like, and this will be your work uniform. She just kind of smiles and leaves and is like, I am never working there. This guy is a sleaze bag. And then he like sends her a letter like, congratulations on your new job and all this, and she really has no choice, even though she technically did, but she still takes the job.
It's amazing how
Maybe
they
she
all
just didn't
stay.
want to go to any more interviews. She's just like, well, I know what I'm getting at this job. I think I can live with this.
Maybe.
It kind of
And-
seems like they end up working out of that bar.
No, it's their favorite
Yeah, it's a
hangout.
hangout.
Every
after.
time I walked in on Ed watching the show, they were totally at that bar.
Still
That's
a
because they
hangout.
could make fun of Derek's number 2 special. We love Derek. I actually love Derek. He was such a good guy.
That's why.
And he
was-
tried so hard to make his boss successful. That's all he wanted. But,
Couldn't get away from it.
Honestly, bars do not have to serve food.
no, but I think he did it because, people drink more if they have something to eat and...
Why didn't he just stick with things that you could put in a deep fryer? Fry it, serve it. Chicken tenders, French fries, jalapeno peppers.
You're thinking American.
You can get things. You can get fried food anywhere.
I was gonna say how racist that is. I think it's black.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it from that perspective at all.
But I don't think
These are just bar food.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Those are just bar foods
I
and
know.
things easily deep fried.
I was just thinking just American food in general is deep
They
fried.
are.
Uh,
That's bar food though. That's what the majority of at least American bars serve because
Yeah.
it's the easiest thing to make a lot of money on.
yeah.
And then you have a burger. It's the only thing that would require cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, more actual cooking, but yeah.
Drunk people like greasy food.
Greasy food is good.
The greasy food is indeed good, so that's a good.
Non-drunk
indicator.
people like greasy food. Who are we kidding?
It's true, but every time I would go out with my friends, they would, after a long night of drinking, they would like to grab slices of greasy pizza. Why? I don't know.
Pizza.
Yeah, I just, with how drunk they were, pizza just seemed like asking for trouble, but that's what they liked. I did not drink that much.
So, I guess any other points we want to mention?
Another subplot is Krill is looking for his sister Mila, who ran away like 10 years ago. Well, didn't really run away.
Yeah.
She was like in college or so, and she's like, I'm leaving home, and he hasn't had any contact with her. So that's a subplot that he's like looking for his sister.
Yeah.
So, you know, at least there's some like actual family dynamic. And I think that's why he became a detective,
Yeah.
was because he couldn't find any leads. So he's like, I'm going to become a detective. I'm going to find my sister, find out what happened to her. And
Determination, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
so at least there's a little backstory to actually why somebody.
Do cell phones just not exist in this story? Why would you not? Why would you not have your sister's phone number?
Well, she might not have had one originally, or she could have changed it. But no, she pretty much wanted to, like, distance herself.
I
Yeah.
can get
There was a
why
point.
because I read the Wikipedia, but
Yes, but you know, she had reasons for leaving home and not taking him
Yeah.
with her. So that's a subplot.
I think that's really the only other true subplot.
Yeah, other than trying to find who's behind the Anthem
Yeah.
distribution.
Yeah. Now, is there an actual ending to this?
They left it open for a second season, most definitely. But talking about that would get into
Yeah.
major spoilers that aren't even like hinted at the beginning. Or there's like one case where it's hinted at, but you don't realize it's actually being hinted at. So don't want to go into
True.
that because, you know, if you know all the spoilers, then what's the fun in watching a show?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
to see how it all plays out.
For me, spoilers just ruin it. Because then I'm like, oh, I know this event loses all suspense because I know this isn't going to happen because I know X later. So I'm totally taken out of this because I know this supposedly, like, oh, what's going to happen here? I'm like, well, it's not going to be this, so it must be this. So I hate spoilers.
Spoilers don't always bother me. Sometimes I like to spoil things for myself because I'm like, I need to see how this is going because if it goes this way, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Oh, no, I just predict things. And am generally.
There are certain
Right.
things where if I predict them, I don't want to watch it.
Yes, but then I want to see if I'm actually right because I get this sick sense of pride being like, I called it. And Dave is just like,
It's like,
dang it, like, stop paying attention to that. What if they said that? And it's just like, you're not supposed to realize they said that. They said it. How am I not supposed to realize it? They specifically said it for me to hear.
because
Or for the listener or watcher to hear.
I had watched some Asian drama that I do not remember the name of. And after that, I started watching Toradora. And, like, I liked it. But then it got to the point where it was following the exact same plot of the Asian drama I had just finished. And I'm like, I can't watch this anymore. This is just going to be too dramatic and stressful and weird. And I'm just going to read how it ends. And I did. And it ended exactly like the Asian drama. So I'm like, I'm done. I don't need to finish this.
I'm sorry.
Like,
So,
it wasn't-
guys, you've been pretty quiet. Do you have anything to say?
I didn't even watch the show I talked about.
I know, right? Apparently the girls took over. Sorry. Was not expecting that.
I had a lot of questions to progress the things that you were talking about.
That's true, but I really expected the guys to talk more.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would recommend this show, and I totally just took back over. Sorry, Ed, go ahead.
I was gonna say, right, David? You've been quieter than me.
He's got a kink sore on his tongue.
Yeah. He's too
And-
speechless.
Everything else was pretty much covered, so I didn't have much to add in there.
So I guess, do we recommend this show?
I would.
Highly mediocre. Like, where do we stand here?
Medium
More-
high.
Yeah, medium high.
Medium high.
Yeah.
David.
I'd recommend it. It's not a hard watch. It's 12 episodes. It's fun. It's a good watch. So I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of like weighty problems.
Yeah.
It's a very easy watch. There's a lot of action, but a lot of humor in it. I think it progresses well as a story too. And with them leaving it possibly open for a second season if they wanted to, I think the way they did it, it works. So it could just be like, oh, okay, so this story could progress, but it doesn't need to. If they don't, it's not going to be like, why?
Yeah. I felt like I feel the same way. Medium to high recommendation. I feel it's really been a show that's not super talked about. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's a huge burst in the beginning, but yet with all the other shows coming out at that season of time, it just kind of went under the bus, and I feel more people...
Double-decker reference, nice.
People should actually go and watch it, honestly, because it's, like said, it's not too deep. There's nothing really too aggressive with it, unless you're looking for a story with a deep plot and deep meaning behind it. Then you should probably not watch this. But if you're just looking for more of a fun show that just has a pair that goes around and does cases and has
If you like funny
interesting
buddy
people.
cop shows.
Yeah, literally. Hence Partners in Crime. But yeah, so any super final thoughts? Or you
I'll
think we're
say
done?
that if they come out with a season 2, I'll watch season 1.
See,
I
there
think
you go.
I think you should watch season 1 anyway. But
I'll get to it when
I'll
I get
totally
to
watch
it.
season 2 if it comes out.
Yeah.
Agreed. Like, season 2, if there is season 2, I'll totally watch it, but season 1 is great on its own.
Yeah.
So sounds good. So I guess to the next segment here. So what have you guys been watching?
Well, to prepare for our next show, I've been making sure to watch Psycho Pass. So, spoiler there, next show, Psycho Pass, which is also cop show, but deeper. If you want a darker,
Yeah, darker.
what's going? Wait, what type of show? Psycho Pass is good for that. Otherwise, I'm Clanad After Story. I don't know, I haven't been watching too much stuff. I've been trying to do adult stuff during the day, like housework,
Oh,
yard
adulting.
stuff. Yeah, like, hey, it's fall. It's feeling nice. Let's do some of the stuff before that stuff that I do not want to mention comes.
No,
You don't want to speak it into existence?
No, I had a dream where there was that on the ground last night, and I was just like, but it's too early. Why is this on the
Almost
ground?
October. It's not too early.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to mention or utter the word of the frozen precipitation that falls from the sky as prettiness and not destructive like hail.
We're not ready for Christmas.
No. I'm starting my Halloween decorating, thank you.
The bliss is nice.
Otherwise, yeah, I just haven't been watching too much stuff. David?
Yeah, pretty much similar. Just trying to get adult stuff, real life world stuff done. But
In case you guys haven't realized, we're married, so we're kind of like on the same spot in life right
You're
now.
a team.
We're a team.
my team.
Adulting team right there.
Team adult.
Yeah.
But other than that, just keeping up on shonen shows, Black Clover, One Piece, Fairy Tail,
Oh yeah, I've been watching
all
a
that
lot
stuff.
of One Piece.
That's pretty much it right now.
Coming up on 1,000 episodes of One Piece. Anytime now.
It's just started 900 some, I think.
So anytime now, as I said.
It's like one a week, so you still got like a couple years.
So a third of a year.
The English dub is like at 600. So it's still a little ways.
Oh yeah, for the dub, yeah.
Whatever. There's too many episodes of One Piece.
So easy to
Dog
And
watch.
it goes
monster.
so fast.
It's never gonna happen. Ed and I will not watch One Piece.
And that is your choice because there's a lot.
I like to bring it up as a joke a lot. Like, you just gotta start 3 episodes a day and we can be so caught up on One Piece.
And it's true. If you say that, you just say 3 episodes a day, and then all of a sudden you've watched 10 and you didn't even realize it. And then that's how it works.
Binge things like no one else. I've been watching everything that is not a cop show. I watched Carol and Tuesday, which is on Netflix. Real good. Super cute. I watched all of Card Captor Clear Card, which I liked, but I didn't like where they ended. Because I'm like, you were finally getting to the thing that you were projecting the whole series. And we're
Right?
gonna end here?
There's like, when's the next season coming out? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. A lot of episodes of that, but it was good.
Agreed.
Watched a few other things as well. None of them were cop shows. Until yesterday, where I started watching Psycho-Pass.
Nicole's not doing her homework, everyone.
Yeah.
Nope.
I wonder if this is like the least like genre ever.
I don't necessarily mind crime dramas. I should have watched Double Decker. Totally could have finished that. For some reason, I picked Psycho-Pass, which I shouldn't have.
Which
because
is
I
like
knew I
twice
wasn't
as
gonna-
long and
knew
much
I wasn't
deeper.
going to be into that one, but I tried.
Next time, just ask us. Don't ask Ed what he thinks you should
Well,
watch. Ask
I
us.
didn't know when this day was. I was kind of warned and then chose to ignore it. I totally had time to finish it, but I get easily distracted by happy, cute things.
So next time's gonna be quite interesting. So stay tuned.
Ed, what have you been watching?
So
He finished Yu-Gi-Oh! Rings.
yeah. After 120 episodes, super happy.
No
Sad that
more
it ended.
Laundry Dragon!
I
So
still
for the
refuse to
people
watch
who
it.
haven't watched it, there is a Laundry Dragon card out there. But as you know, if anyone's seen Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a lot of theme decks, and they can make anything into a card. So that
They
should
just
not be-
shouldn't.
Sometimes they just rip off old cards and give them new names.
Oh, nostalgia cards, just to like bring the people.
Dark
that
Magician
know.
Girl became Gaga Gaga Girl, who was
What?
totally just Dark Magician Girl with a cell phone and a different color outfit.
That's lame.
I prefer it to Laundry Dragon.
But that is the stupidest name. Can't they just call her Valley Girl?
It was a whole deck theme thing, I guess. I don't know. What else were you watching?
So for the most part, just been trying to catch up with some other shows. For the most part, still watching. What was that?
Dr. Stone.
Yeah,
Still
Dr.
watching
Stone.
that show about moms and MMORPGs.
Oh, yes. That show is
There's
funny.
a lot more M's in there, but I don't remember what they stand for.
I'm not quite sure where that show's going, and
Nowhere interesting.
So yeah,
What?
there are those. Then still watching Fairy Tale last season apparently, and then also in the middle of Legend of the Galactic Heroes. So finally watching that
You also
over.
started that one show with Reed at some point in time. Where people were absorbed into a computer to become robots to fight monsters.
SSSS Goodman?
Yes.
Sure.
There you go.
I
Yeah!
was told I passively watched 3 episodes and went, this is ridiculous.
I'm glad you remember.
I watched that. That I actually kind of liked. The opening song was very catchy.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the best song ever, but I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what, I could listen to this.
But it's interesting. It's an interesting concept, so I keep watching it whenever I can find time with Reed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's for the most part what's going on here. So any final thoughts before we end?
I'm good.
Watch it, don't do drugs, or bath salts.
It's a thing. I don't know why you're doubting me.
No, I was adding in. I'm doing, my public service announcement. And when naming children, think before you tell the
Think of
doctor.
their future.
Yes.
Think of their future. Baby will not always be a baby.
The more you know.
Watch more anime.
Yeah, always watch more anime, and again, thanks for listening to us. Next time we'll be talking about some psychopaths. So stay tuned for that. And this is Anime at Large. This was Ed,
Jessica.
David?
Nicole.
and see you next time. Bye.